Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 12 and, well, 30, I did that last episode as well, version 13 and the Japan campaign, and where we left off we had taken Hawaii and we have also now capitulated Burma, and there are some British units that we're hoping we can clean up in the next few days as well. There's a couple of encirclements that we can get there. Probably wiping at least 5 or 6 divisions off the board. Now we are closing in on the British possessions into like Calcutta and that area. So if we can shut them out of here, that would be ideal. We're also invading the straits over here, so Borneo and the like. But I have a feeling that the East Indies will be quite a difficult thing for us to take, to be honest with you. The other thing I've been doing is reconsolidating our forces over here and getting the garrisons moved over, including our motor torpedo boats, because in the event of a naval landing, they will definitely pay for themselves. So yes, that is all on the agenda at the moment. And we just lost a submarine fleet to the British. I did want to just show off, though, that we have suffered some slightly large naval losses. It's been a little bit difficult, to be honest with you. But what it would say, if we were to go through and look at... I think we've got a thing for like sunk ships. Yeah, ships sunk. So, sink a country. The United Kingdom has done a very good job, it must be said. Look at that. That is quite the work being done. Although Japan doesn't feature that much on this list. And the US has definitely sunk, you know, a fair amount of our ships, it must be said. But we are doing pretty well here. Like, I'm seeing... So, in relation to what we've sunk, there's a lot of stuff here. So, these are some carriers in this part of the world. Some battleships. Like, this is a very long list of units that we've been able to deal with. Like, the American carriers have not done a particularly good job, and yeah, this is all pretty much an us list. So, look, if we can hold that out for a little bit longer, that would be great. We're struggling a little bit. Like, replacing our losses is going to be a little bit more difficult than it is for them. But, you know, I think we can make that work. Our officer ratio is looking really strong, and our supply situation has improved a little bit. I've pumped a little bit more into it. Okay, and then there's some more units that have just been finished off. And, yeah, let's start moving up our units like so. I think that would be good. It's mainly our specialized light infantry that we're having to put some support with. Okay, and the 2nd Regiment isn't a fully, like, kitted out infantry division, so that's good. And we'll move you up there, and we'll move you over to Bangkok. Okay, and we are counter-attacking over there. And I'm expecting, hopefully, an overrun here. Yeah, we've got that. That's good. Now, the question will be... Yeah, there's more than enough more than enough units here. Let's rebase down to here, and then we can make a move on some of the last island chains over here. We've got garrisons all over the place, so that's a positive. And, yep, they've nearly made it, so that's good. Let's, get these guys out. Oh, I didn't mean to send everyone. At least they move quickly. That's good. And yeah, we've only got one destroyer over here. It's not much. Okay, and let's move you out and do a little transport mission there. And then we'll rebase you there, and then we'll start reorganizing our forces. They're quite old, those destroyers, so I'd rather not go up for that. So there's the Hornet, the Saratoga, the Maryland, and the Colorado. There's the Congo, the Kirishima, and recon upgrade. We'll give them what they want because we're at war. And the Japanese cleanup trio. So, Tienan Naval Group, Tienan Kaigan Kokutai, was an elite fighter unit of the Imperial Japanese Navy that spawned more aces than any other Japanese unit during World War II. It was deployed in March 1942, in Rabaul, New Britain, and Lae, New Guinea, as part of the IGN's 11th Air Fleet. Tienan Naval Group fought in New Guinea and Guadalcanal, destroying many Allied aircraft. The unit was well known by other forces by rapidly identify 3 Japanese aces as the cleanup trio. Sure, we will definitely form that elite unit. Okay, so we've got 22 there. And 10 there. So let's take those 7 and rebase them here. Or 12, sorry. And then let's take these guys and replace them here. Okay, so we will pay for more money there. And you know what? We'll take the gliders. I don't want to trade for the tungsten, and yeah, we will take the more powerful units here. Right, let's land and rebase there with these guys. Okay, and we'll move a group of 10 over here. And we'll move one group over there. I think that looks good. So we've got some good level of at least immediate defenses all around the place. The thing is, we don't have any destroyer cover here. So you're relatively modern, and my strongest fleet probably on paper. So, and you each suffered losses, whereas this group stayed mostly intact. So I think Yamamoto is gonna move out, to be honest with you, with his forces. But here, Yeah, we will leave behind the destroyers. So you're a full group, you're a full group. Okay, that's fine. We will take back you and you, and let's move you back down into this part of the world and get them out of there. Let's take the destroyers and the battleships and let's rebase User Johnston Island as well. We're gonna do a little bit of reorg away from the front, and there's Fleet Carrier class. That's a good one to get to a decent level. Okay, and we're wasting a little bit more on reinforcement at the moment, although part of that's probably the ships that we're moving on out. So we're going to leave one unit behind. And then we're going to rebase everyone else over here. And we're going to move you over there. And we're going to move you over here to act as extra defense. Going to turn the islands into a little bit of a hedgehog, if we can. Right, and we will rebase like so. One extra division in that part of the world won't be a bad thing. Okay, and we didn't lose a single soldier in that other battle, so that's good. Yamato is getting into position to make a move, and you know what? To support that, we will do a patrol mission over here. So we've got some relatively decent fleet support in this part of the world to try and dissuade any attempt at an advance. So I would say that's more than enough fleet assets. Okay, so we'll make that 2 equal groups there. We've got a bit of close air support, so there is a little bit of bombing support. Okay, so I see a battleship. And the Yamato is moving on up quite nicely. Oh, the Musashi actually is live as well, isn't it? Should probably get that involved in that same fleet. Okay, and then let's do a transport mission there. So, yeah, we've fully garrisoned up these islands now. What I'm going to do is I am going to move back, I think, our forces of destroyers and transport ships back home. And just debating whether or not I want to put the frigates in with the Musashi or not, but We can't be that far off. Yeah, we're not that far off the CAGs. And another round of destroyers so we can replace some of our losses. Okay, we've got some good defensive works over there. And I'm seeing yet another victory in this part of the world. And I would like us to move on to Impal. Or Imphal, however you say that. And yeah, our bombers are starting to pay for themselves over there. So, you're a bit destroyed. You're not looking too good either. Okay, a little bit of bombers over here. We could do port strike. Do a little bit more damage. And, oh, we've won the battle at Sandpit, so making progress over here. And maybe there goes the Bristol. Yep. Ooh. Okay, and the far covering force has done its job. Intriguing to see if the Duke of York really wants to play. We just lost a ship there. A couple. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. That was a bad battle for us. Let's move all of you over here. And then let's take... yeah, those divisions. And you know what? Let's just go straight for Batavia. And then we'll make our way down the island chain. Okay, and that was a nice easy victory. Okay, let's do port strike. Ooh. That is quite something. I saw some immediate losses there. And I don't think we'll need that HQ. We had a bunch of HQ events that I declined. And yeah, we might want to get some of those air landing units soon. And how's Germany doing? You know what? They could be doing worse. Really? Oh. We're actually going to take that one directly in. Right, so much for those ships. Like, this island port is not really a good location. And yeah, we have managed to bomb this place into absolute oblivion. Okay, and yeah, a few little divisions here aren't gonna make a great deal of difference. Right, and it's just the Duke of York now that's in there that we can destroy. That's a lot of damage. Okay, and our ships have arrived over here. So, the DD Reserve, they're for Buki class. Okay, so they're slightly stronger. You've got a mix of different things. Okay, so we could at least build this group up a little bit more. Then what we can do is fill out you with decent level destroyers. And this is going to be the nucleus for our invasion force into this part of the world. Now, we aren't exactly going to be giving a huge amount of support here. So we've got 11 landing craft. So we could do like a group like this with 8. And then do a final group here with 8. It's not a terrible idea. Slightly kind of mismatched fleet compositions. But okay, really, given that this is what I've got to work with. So we could take all of you and load you into one group. And then move all of this to get ready to invade the Australian holdings. I mean, it's either that or we finish up down here what we started. And in fact, that might be the best port of call, actually, is to start finishing up on that. So let's take all of our forces over here. And let's do a little bit of a rebase mission here. Let them replenish a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll move you like this. So we've got most of them in place. Okay, and our garrisons and things are all looking quite good. Okay, we want to blow up the Duke of York. Like, that's gotta happen. So, I think that's definitely doable. It's not an overly great battle, that. I won't lie. We could cool off this for a moment, because they'll be relatively easy pickings when they don't have any screens anyway. And then we could move this down here, because it is a hell of a battle. And luckily, because we landed all of our troops first, we don't have too much to worry about. Okay, so there goes Guatemala. Okay, and then we'll move you like so. Okay, so they're now fully encircled. Yep, more British battleships. Beautiful. Okay, at least we were able to constitute a relatively strong fleet support. And a nice little garrison over here. So let's do what we need to do in this part of the world to get this up and running. And then like this. And then this could go into the Pacific Command. Okay, nearly 1 million troops on these islands. That would take one hell of a garrison function, I've got to say, to achieve that. Okay, and ideally a slightly better level commander, but that'll do. Attritional warfare. That's looking pretty strong now up there. Artillery flexibility is worth getting. Let's have a run through. So this, and this. This one. Ideally, we want to get all of the text like that will have a benefit. Get active sonar. And installation. get some infantry techs up and running there because we don't want that to fall behind. That will make sense. And I'd love to fight a decisive battle here. Whoa! What the hell? What's it made out of? Paper? Well, that was frustrating. But, oh well. We got the Musashi still. And, yeah, we will take another division. That's another one that we can get requisitioned over towards our fight with the Soviets when the time comes. Yeah, I think we're going to need to do a little bit more of a naval rearmament soon. We've lost a lot more than I was expecting to. Here. And you know what? We will send over you as well, because I have a feeling we're going to lose a little bit more here than I would like. Okay, so a couple more submarines lost. Okay, there goes. One garrison is nearly done. And yeah, there's no harm with another couple of ships freed up. You might be a little bit late to the party, but hey, better late than never. Well, actually, it looks like they'll be just in time. Right. Right. Get the hell out of there. So you don't stick around. Right, Courageous and the like. Looks like they're taking heavy damage. So, yeah, we lost some more auxiliary ships. Let's take all of you and go north. Right, there we go. Yep, hunt them down. Right, port strike. I want to see all of these ships burn for what they've done. The Yamato is a big loss, and I am very unhappy with this. We can also move Sword over, and that can be a little bit of a crack. Okay, 42 on the jungle unit training. Let's go for the basing equipment there. Put a little bit more into officers. Okay, so 4 ships. All look like they're struggling. 27th you'll get there, so we've got a bit of time. I just want to point out, we're doing this behind or way ahead of time. Like, the Battle of Midway, I think, happened in 42, and we're well ahead of that. So, that's pretty good going. We've suffered some losses. That is true. But it's nowhere near as bad as it probably could have been. Let's take 4 of you. And go for that set of islands down there. And you know what? We'll take the battleships to go and keep an eye on that. And then let's take the other group. And let's go deal with this little island grouping here. And we'll send that carrier group to go deal with that. Put a little bit more into supplies. Only thing we're lacking at the moment is metal. Okay, we have been able to break on over there. A couple of garrison divisions that are currently holding us up, annoyingly. Okay, so we've got Revenge. Ooh, I am seeing copious amounts of victory here. Like a rapidly shrinking naval presence. Okay, good. Right, you next. Port strike. No more British. No more ships. They have done it. They have officially pissed me off. We will stay just a tiny bit longer to get that infantry division onto this island. But then we will assume that we're doing like a standard landing. I've got a simple battle there. Hopefully. Oh, we're winning. Ah, good. Now maybe if we support this with a bit of ground attack. And yeah, our auxiliary vessels are pretty much gone now into oblivion. That fleet is completely destroyed. It's not so good. Yeah, let's try and go for the Lingaga Islands. And you'll be there on the 27th. That's pretty quick. Okay, and yeah, we're dealing with that. Also closing in on the islands over here. And we're currently winning the convoy war. We're building more convoys than we're losing at the moment. So that's good. I mean, to me, this screams victory. Okay, right. So, we can rebase you guys over here. And then from there, we can make a move onto Nucleus. I'm just going to say Nosferatu. And that's not how you say that, but that's just what my brain thinks of. But I think we're going to call it an episode here. It's been a good episode, this. Disappointing that we've lost as many ships as we have, and I think we're going to need to build up our naval forces pretty soon, to be honest with you. Like, our navy is suffering massive losses defending these landings and going through this blitzkrieg, but to be fair, it's performing as well as could be expected, so I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Thanks again.